So we need to change that. We need to say to the university, we won't settle for second-rate feedback, enough's enough. So we're going to have a big, visible campaign on feedback.
Fantastic, cool. Another thing that you picked up on, which is quite an interesting idea, is to have free language classes for all.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously we already have Tandem.
Mm-hmm.
Why do you think this is a big priority?
Free language classes for all is about having free classes for all students. It's an ILA Scotland scheme, which is it's a government scheme, and for anyone that earns under £22,000 a year, which is basically all students, you can tap into this money, and it gives you education classes. Now, if we tap into that for the whole of the university, we can offer free language classes in so many different languages, and so many people have said to me on campus, that's a great idea. It's already happening at Glasgow University, we can do it at Edinburgh, it's really quite feasible, it just needs to be prioritised.
So it would be student-led?
It's student-led, but it's run by the teachers at Edinburgh University, so the Scottish Government pays for those teachers to teach us. And what's great about that is there's language cuts at the moment, we've all seen it last year, and this gives tutors some extra money in their pocket, and it kind of prioritises and safeguards their jobs as well.
So tutors who are also students here who earn under 22,000?
No. Sorry. The classes are for people who earn £22,000 a year, under £22,000 a year. So that's all students, but they're run and led by tutors who, that's not the same thing. The tutors don't have to earn that money.
Right, okay, so the funding would come to the individual who would then pay for the classes with the funding that they receive.
No, what we'd like to see is is the funding to go to Edinburgh University, and it's just centralised, so for all the students we can pay for that.
Right,
yeah.
Okay, cool. You also mentioned that you would like a centralised Sage office.
Mm-hmm.
Do you not think the one on the Clue Place is close enough, the career service?
I think that it's a desk which is not run by a staff member the whole time, it's just there. I don't think it's doing its job right. I think it would be great to have it in the unions. Simply moving that office from where it is into the unions would make it so much more accessible to students, and really, I think that's really important.
So, could we not just say that we'd have someone on the desk the whole time and greater awareness?
I think it's important to distinguish between the careers office and part-time jobs. I do think that it's a different issue, they're interlinked, but it's a different issue, and having it in Potterrow would be ideal.
Okay, that's great. And obviously student counselling is quite a big issue at the moment, and you'd like to see waiting times for counselling reduced. How do you propose to do that, and where would the money come from?
Well, actually, it's been reduced dramatically this year, so I'd like to continue that. There is lots of funding for volunteers available from the Edinburgh Council. They specifically said that they'd like to put some money into the counselling service at Edinburgh. So that's where that money's coming from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So obviously, we mentioned earlier that you ran last year, so you will have seen Thomas Graham taking the presidency this year. How do you think it's done?
Thomas is a very competent president. He's always answering his emails straight away. He's always there for students. I actually think he's done a pretty good job, I have to say. There's the matriculation secure bike areas have been really good. Obviously I'd like to have seen an on-campus dentist, but aside from that, I don't think Thomas has done a bad job at all, and I think he's pretty competent.
And obviously part of the role of the president is managing multi-million-pound organisation as well, as the welfare side. How do you think he'll cope with that?
Well, as president of the student newspaper, that's a society which has a turnover of over £30,000 a year, and I've steered it through really tough times. There's times when lots of student newspapers are going under, they're going into debt, and we've managed to stay clear of that. So I'd like to say that I have experience in that area.
And just finally, just one thing if you could do if you became president, one policy that's so important that you want to leave office and say, I've made this change to you, sir. What would that be?
I have to say it's better feedback. You know, Edinburgh University came last in the National Student Survey for feedback in the whole of the UK. That's not good enough. Feedback for me would be a priority.
Ms. Rawlings, thanks very much.
Thank you very much.